April 10th, 2019, and we're in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Sitting with Mr. Paul Vaughn. Martin Maddert, M-A-R-T-I-N, last is M-A-D-E-R-T. I'm the primary interviewer at the Witness to War Foundation out of Atlanta, and I travel all over the country talking to veterans from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the War on Terror, talk about their experiences to make sure our future generations have access to a resource that is as plentiful as all of our servicemen and women. Now tell me how you joined the Army yourself.
I didn't join. They came and got me on September 24th, 1952.
I got in touch with Michelle over at the KWVA chapter, and she's having me out here to interview some of their members because our Korean War veterans weren't so lucky to have a war as well documented as the Second World War. They're known as the Forgotten War, so happy to come out here and share some of their stories.
I took my basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, took further engineer training at Fort Belvoir, and from there it was being shipped over. I even went to a CBR school, chemical, biological, and radiological school in Japan.
I think a lot of servicemen didn't write their stories down, do interviews, and there's so many personal stories that's beyond what you'd learn in a textbook. It's really important we give everybody the opportunity to share their experiences, what they took away from it, and what they want future generations to know.
Went to Korea through Incheon.
Spent most of the day yesterday coming out here, doing the Korean War veterans of Western North Carolina today.
And I thought I was going to go to an engineer company, but they found out that I had worked on a newspaper for a short time. So they sent me to division headquarters, and I was the assistant managing editor of the Indian Head, which was a division newspaper, for a short while. Then they got somebody who could really write, and I was sent to G3.
You know what? I'm always happy to come out to Hendersonville. It's actually one of my favorite small towns in the entire state, so happy to come back anytime anybody would like to do an interview.
G3 is operations for a division. There's G1, 2, 3, and 4. G means it's on a division level. S is in lower levels and battalion levels, regimental levels. 2 is intelligence, 3 is operations.
If you haven't already told your story, now's a great opportunity to do so. It only take an hour of your time, and I know that kids, grandkids, great-grandkids down the line, they'll really appreciate you having done that. It's not like the Library of Congress where you can only get there if you go to Washington, D.C. You'll get copies in the mail free of costs, and it's the best possible way you can do it in a relaxed environment.
I think of all the wars we fought that the South Koreans appreciate our presence the most. I have personally gone back to Korea in 2015 as a guest of the Korean government. And so I think that's the big thing, and the fact that the peace has stood solid for 65 years. And I think that's something to think about. We didn't win it, but we didn't lose it.